Happy Statistics Day, everybody. Not that this is anything official. This is just me saying hi, and we're going to talk about a little bit of statistics, and hopefully you're ready for this. Just going to spend a couple minutes on how we draw pictures or use art in math class with statistics. And the two we're going to look at are dot plots and histograms. So just kind of show you real quick, show you first what a dot plot looks like. And what I'm saying is dot plot, if it doesn't make sense. We've done different kinds of pictures, and here's a couple of them. What a dot plot is basically a dot for every piece of data. Let's say I've got these shoe sizes right now. I took everybody's shoes and looked at their sizes, and this is what I got. What does a dot plot look like? Well, we call it an XY axis, and you'll learn more about this later. You might have done a little bit with this before, but this basically is the number that there are. This is the frequency that something happens, and these are all the different items. What are the items that I have? I can see that I've got items between 5 and 11. So I'm going to say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Once you get an idea of what I'm doing, if you want to just fast forward this video, you can, but I just put a dot for every item. So a dot for 6, right there. A dot for 8, right there. A dot for 7, and again, you can go ahead and fast forward this 9, and then 8, and then 7, and then 6, and then 10, and then 11, 5, 8, 7, 6, 5, 6, 7, 7. We're getting there. 10 and 7. So you see I didn't do a good job of lining up. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a dot plot. That's all a dot plot is. It's just dot plotting for every piece of data. And this is what we tend to see. When there's data, we see it kind of grouped in the middle. With some kinds of box and whisker plots, we have that little box that we draw. This one we see it looking like this. It's called a bell curve, like this, where there's a bunch in the middle. If we were to take all your shoe sizes all together, there's this clumping that happens, and there's some shoe sizes that are bigger and some that are smaller, but on the whole, for the most part, everyone's about in this general area. We don't find anyone hardly with size 16 or with size 1 if we get the same people from the same population. So that's what a dot plot looks like. We're going to talk a little bit about mode. Which one shows up the mode or the most is what the mode is. So you look through and just kind of find the tallest. There we go. The mode is 7, shoe size 7. That's the size that most people have of this group that I did. That is a dot plot. And if you do a Google search images of dot plot, you'll just see lots of different kinds of dot plots. But what we look for in statistics is to see if this bell curve, it looks like a bell, if that shows up. And yes, if I moved it over a little, it fit almost exactly, but you can see there's not many small ones down here that there are for the big ones up there. Okay, what if I took a bunch of people's heights? They were, I don't know, 63, 58, 62, 61, 66, 68, 54, 49, 56, 50, 56 again, 57, comma so you can see what I'm doing, 63, 67, what's that, 5'7"? Ooh, let's do a 70, almost 6 feet tall. Okay, when we have people's heights, now we're going to talk a little bit about histogram. What is a histogram? And again, you can do a Google search on images and you'll see everything you need to see, but it's like a dot plot where we have right here the frequency that something happens. And then you'll see, sometimes you'll see the word bar graph where there's bars here that go up. And how should I do the bars here? On this one, I'm going to do all the ones in the 40s, all the ones in the 50s, all the ones in the 60s, all the ones in the 70s. You'll usually see them grouped together. come up here and try to make this a little more clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6. Okay, so how many are in the 40s? I look through and I see that there's only one person whose height is in the 40s. So there's one. There's one in the 40s. Well, what about the 50s? What have I got there? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 in the 50s, so there's 4, and you'll see the bar go up to 4. Happy little bar there on this histogram. Bob Ross was doing this. It'd look a lot nicer than that. 60s, we've got 1, 2, 3, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 in the 60s. That's way up here on 7. And then finally, I look and see which ones are in the 70s. Oh, there's only one. So back down to just one person who's almost 6 feet tall. There it is. And again, we'll see something like that. We'll see this bell curve exist where, you know, the center grouping is what it's called. If I were to say, what's the mode here? Yeah, you can see it a couple different ways. The mode, oh, people in their 60s, there's the most of them. But some person might also say, well, 6. There's 6 of these, and that's what showed up the most. So whether you say the 60s or the 6, they're both just different ways to say what the mode is of this data. And we haven't talked much about mode because there's really not much to say other than just which one shows up the most. And for you guys, it's one in the 60s. That really is the main information for today. So you can just see what a dot plot looks like and what a histogram looks like. You're set for the assignment. Hope this was enjoyable and informative. Really, have a wonderful day. Talk to you later.